It just doesn't happen. And then, Steffi, you just talked on Fleury. Interesting check on the Byron breakaway.
Yeah.
He regretted that right away. He regretted that right away.
What was that? Like, I full respect. Paulie's awesome on breakaways. Like, he's probably the best guy in Montreal on breakaways, but he didn't even make a move. He didn't even make, right? What was that? What was that move? And he talked about it in his post-game presser. He's like, you could tell he was embarrassed. He's like, I don't know what I was thinking. And it's just like, what was that?
He wasn't as, I guess, in it as Price was, but
yeah,
he's an amazing goalie. I'm never going to take that away from him. He makes impossible stops just like Carey, but he does sometimes just bonehead moves or I find he gets nervous around the neck sometimes when it's super busy compared to Carey. Carey is so stone cold. Nothing stresses him, skates back to the net, just, nonchalant. But we're going to need to capitalize on Fleury being nervous and giving shitty rebounds or looking unstable. And I find that's what we've been doing a lot more, is figuring him out, like you said, Steffi.
There were a couple quick whistles, I think, too, with Fleury. Like, the puck was still loose and they were
You think?
There was
I was come on.
Right, yeah. I was like, okay, I don't see any of these whistles around Montreal's then. If there's a scramble, like, the ref's just sitting there like, okay, boys, play it out. And
during the whistle, Fleury and the ref just seem so buddy-buddy. They're like
just
laughing.
Boys, eh?
Yeah, it's like,
just
okay.
Boys. Like, they've had a couple nights out in Vegas together or something.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And it's interesting. Sorry,
go ahead.
Nick, just one more quick one on Fleury. It's interesting for a guy that has had that kind of success, that's won Stanley Cups, that's been there in those big moments, and I don't want to say you could see him like faltering in game 2, but you talk about the Byron play, and you see some of the other plays that you talked about where he looked a little uncomfortable in game 2, and I thought that was interesting. I don't know, maybe he's playing through something, or just had an off night, or I don't know what happened, but he looked off, and I'm interested to see the response on it. If Montreal can come out again with another great start, they're at home. We got 1,000 more fans. It's going to be going crazy in there. People are going to go wild outside the building. I'm interested to see if they get a quick one on Fleury. How does he respond? I think that's got to be a key. That's got to be the key.
He has a history. He has a history, and I feel bad using the word, but like, it's the only word that comes to my mind, but like, he has a history of like choking in the playoffs, and then Murray came in and won a couple cups with Fleury on the bench. Like,
you're right.
It's happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just because he's an amazing goalie, but the playoffs, I don't know.
Well, you always get some players who are like, have a tendency of seeing that, right? Where they enter the playoffs and you don't see them as much. You've got some unsung heroes. He's been clutch for so many games, but I guess you're bound to have a few not as good ones. Just I don't know.
You could see him. You could see he was faltering there.